All right, so we're diving into your notes on Banyuwangi, Indonesia. Sounds like we're ditching the usual Bali trip for something a little different. Volcanoes, savannas, beaches, even a bit of movie magic. Color me intrigued.
You and me both. Banyuwangi's gone from a quick ferry stop to, like, a must-see destination, especially for those travelers who, want to get off the beaten path a little.
First up, let's talk about this Kawah Ijen volcano.
Yeah.
Those photos of the turquoise crater lake are pretty amazing, but it's the blue fire that's really caught my eye. Apparently, you can only see this in 2 places on Earth.
Yeah, it's true. It's like this incredible scientific phenomenon. So picture this, right? You've got sulfuric gas igniting at like super high temperatures, and that
Yeah.
creates these electric blue flames that just dance across the volcanic rock. It's actually the largest display of blue fire in the world.
No way.
Yeah, and the other place you can see this is in Ethiopia, the Danakil Depression, at a volcano called Gunung Dallol.
Wow. Okay, that is officially going on the bucket list.
Yeah.
But how tough is the hike to see this blue fire? I'm asking for a friend who may or may not be in peak physical condition.
Right. Well, it's a solid 3-kilometer trek, so it's not, a walk in the park.
Okay.
Usually takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on your pace. But here's the catch. To see the blue fire, like, really pop in, you got to start around midnight.
Oh, wow.
So early wake-up call.
I guess that's a small price to pay for such a unique experience. But what about those sulfur fumes? That can't be healthy.
Yeah, no, you're right to be mindful of that. If you have any respiratory concerns, maybe check with your doctor first.
Good point.
And the terrain itself, it can be pretty challenging, steep climb and all that, so it's not for everyone, especially if you're not really up for, like, a strenuous hike.
Yeah.
Practically speaking, Kawah Ijen's about an hour's drive from Banyuwangi city center. You're going to want to head towards Paltuting. That's the base camp for the hike.
Noted. Respect the mountain.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, from glowing volcanoes to... Wait, did I read this right? Little Africa in Java.
You did!
What's the deal with Belura National Park?
So they call it Little Africa for a reason. It's on this peninsula, the Blambangan Peninsula, the southeastern tip of Java. And the landscape is surprisingly similar to, like, an African savanna. And get this, it was just in a music video by Reza, the Indonesian pop star.
Well, there you go. Free publicity.
Yeah.
So what makes it so special, aside from being Instagram-worthy?
Okay, picture this. Vast savannas, herds of deer just roaming free.
Beautiful.
And it's set against the backdrop of this place called the Benculuk Savannah. Breathtaking. And right on the edge of it all, you have Pantai Bama, which is a beach inside the park. So you get this crazy contrast. Savannah beach, all in one.
Wow. Talk about variety.
Right.
It's amazing how one region can offer so much.
Yeah.
I did notice that it's technically in the Situbondo Regency, though, right?
True, yeah, technically. But honestly, it's only like an hour and a half from Banyuwangi City.
Okay, good to know. All right, so from natural wonders to something a little more, let's say, luxurious dialogue, Banyuwangi. What is it?
So this isn't your average hotel. Think minimalist modern design right on the beach and an infinity pool that could rival those in Bali.
Oh, yeah, I saw pictures of that pool. Definitely Instagram-worthy. It's interesting, Banyuwangi is tapping into this luxury travel scene.
For sure.
What about this Casa Banyu restaurant? I'm seeing it in my notes here.
Oh, yeah. So Casa Banyu is Dialogue's restaurant, and it's supposed to be amazing panoramic ocean views while you eat.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
It's one of those places where the ambiance just adds to the whole dining experience.
Makes sense. Speaking of food, your notes also mentioned 2 parks, Taman Blambangan and Taman Shratanjung. What's the story there?
They're Banyuwangi City's main parks, but they each have a different vibe.
Okay.
So Taman Blambangan is the spot for events, festivities. It's also where you'll find the Kuliner Pintar food market.
Did you say food market? Tell me more.
Oh, get ready for some serious eats. So at Kuliner Pintar, you can find all these local specialties. You've got your rujak soto, which is basically a fruit salad, but in soup.
Well, that's different.
Right. And then there's Sego Tempong, which is known for being super spicy, not for the faint of heart.
I'm down to try it. What about, I'm seeing here, Sego Kawuk.
Ah, yeah. Another local favorite? Imagine fluffy rice topped with grated coconut and then the spicy sambal on top. Simple, but so good.
Okay, now you're making me hungry. What about this Taman Sratanjung? What's the vibe there?
So if Taman Blambangan is like the heart of the city, all lively and bustling, Taman Sratanjung is more like its tranquil soul.
I like it.
It's peaceful, with fountains and walking paths, perfect for unwinding after a long day, maybe after you hit up Kuliner Pintar.
A little something for everyone. I like it. Okay, next up on our virtual tour of Banyuwangi, the beaches. And from your notes, we have a lot to cover. Get ready for some beach envy, because Banyuwangi's coastline looks incredible. Okay, first up on this beach extravaganza, we have Pantai Pulau Merah, which I'm guessing translates to.
Red Island Beach.
Makes sense. So you mentioned a red island, and I have to admit, I'm picturing something straight out of a pirate movie.
Haha. Well, it's not quite a pirate hideout, but it is pretty cool. There's this small island right off the shore, and it's got this hill on top covered in red soil.
Ah, hence the name. Okay, I get it. But what about the beach itself? What's it like?
Pantai Pulau Merah is known for having this really fine, soft sand.
Nice.
Perfect for families with kids.
Makes sense.
And the waves are pretty gentle, too, so it's a good spot for beginner surfers.
Awesome. Sounds relaxing. Speaking of scenery, up next we had Teluk Hijau, which I'm told means green bay.
Yeah, and it lives up to the name. Think turquoise waters, white sand beaches, and then all these lush greenery in the background. Like, picture perfect.
Okay, yep. Adding this to the list. What I find really interesting is that Teluk Hijau's inside the Meru Batiri National Park, right?
That's right.
So you might even see some wildlife while you're there.
You might. Keep an eye out for monkeys. They like to hang out in the trees.
Oh, cool.
But of course, admire them from afar. No feeding, no selfies.
Right, right. Responsible tourism.
Exactly. We want to enjoy these places, but leave them as we found them.
Absolutely. Okay, we've had our adventure and relaxation, but now for something magical. You mentioned Pantai Sukhumvit and sea turtles. Tell me more.
Pantai Sukhumvit is one of those experiences that stays with you. It's a nesting ground for sea turtles, and people go to watch them come ashore and lay their eggs at night.
No way. That must be incredible to see. What about in the morning? What happens then?
The morning is a whole different kind of magic. You'll see hundreds of these tiny turtle hatchlings making their way to the ocean. It's this whole cycle of life thing. It's really special and speaks to the importance of the conservation work they're doing there. It's worth mentioning, though, that getting to Pantai Sukhumvit is a bit of a trek.
Oh, it's not a simple bus ride.
Not exactly. It's about, 97 kilometers from Banyuwangi city, and the road can be a little rough.
So maybe not for everyone then.
Probably not for those looking for a super easy trip, no. But if you're up for an adventure and you want to see something truly amazing, I say go for it. There are even tours that'll take you to Teluk Hijau and Red Island Beach all in one go.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, now, remember that legendary surf spot you mentioned, Pantai Plengkung, or G-Land, as the surfers call it?
Yeah, G-Land.
What's the story?
So this isn't just any surf spot. This place is world famous for its waves. Massive swells, perfect tubes. It's every surfer's dream and a real challenge.
Intense. You mentioned it being compared to Hawaii in terms of the waves.
For real. The waves there are the real deal. That's why you get all these professional surfers coming from all over. They even have international competitions there.
Wow, so this is not the place to go for a casual dip in the ocean.
Maybe not the best spot for a beginner, no.
Duly noted. Okay, for those of us who prefer our water activities a little calmer, let's talk about Pulau Tabuhan. It's a kite surfer's paradise, right?
100%. Pulau Tabuhan is this island just off the coast. And the wind there, it's perfect for kite surfing.
Sounds beautiful. Perfect beaches and amazing kite surfing. What more could you ask for?
And the snorkeling. Crystal clear water, tons of marine life to see. Plus, you've got those pristine beaches to relax on when you're worn out.
It's like Banyuwangi really does have it all. Okay, before we wrap up the coast, you mentioned one more spot, Djawatan.
Right? And it's not for swimming or sunbathing.
Djawatan. It's not exactly easy to say.
Yeah.
What's so special about it?
Okay, picture this. It's a forest, right? But it's full of these massive ancient trees. Their branches are all gnarled and twisted, and the light filters through the leaves, so it's kind of like mystical in there.
Okay.
They call it the Lord of the Rings forest of Indonesia.
Wow. See, this is why I love these deep dives.
Right.
I would never have pictured a Lord of the Rings forest in Indonesia. What kind of trees are they?
They're Trembesi trees, sometimes called rain trees,
Okay.
or Albizia saman, if you want to get technical. They can live for hundreds of years, and they get huge. Like, their canopies are massive. It's like being in a natural cathedral.
Hundreds of years old.
Nah.
That's incredible. So it sounds like the kind of place where you could just wander around for hours and, just get lost in your thoughts. I read somewhere that the Djawatan used to be like a neglected forest, though.
It's true. For a long time, it was just kind of overgrown. Nobody really appreciated it. But then relatively recently, they decided to clean it up and turn it into like a proper destination for visitors.
I see.
But the cool thing is they've kept it natural.
That's good.
Yeah, they put in some walkways, some benches, that kind of thing. But the trees are the stars of the show.
I love that. It's so important to find that balance,
Yeah.
making these places accessible but keeping them special. All right, so we've done volcanoes, beaches, a little bit of luxury, and now a fairy tale forest.
Hmm.
Anything else Banyuwangi's hiding?
Well, we've covered the north with Baluran National Park, but down in the south, there's Alas Puro National Park.
Alas Purwo. Okay, that name just sounds, I don't know, mysterious.
It's a pretty special place.
What makes it so unique?
So Alas Puro is on that Blambangan Peninsula we talked about, and it's one of the oldest protected areas in all of Indonesia. It's known for having this incredible range of different plants and animals.
So like a different side of Banyuwangi's natural beauty.
Exactly. Imagine this. You've got your rainforests, mangrove forests, savannas, and even beaches.
No way. All in one park.
Oh, yeah. Like even Pantai Plankum, that surf spot we were talking about, that's part of Alas Purwo.
Wow. Okay, so what kind of wildlife are we talking about here? With all those different ecosystems, it must be pretty diverse.
It is, like seriously diverse. Alas Purwo is home to some super rare animals.
Like what?
Well, there's the Javan Banteng, which is this wild cow with a hump on its back. And then you've got the Dole.
The what?
The Dole, it's this wild dog. And then, this is one of my favorites, the ebony leaf monkey.
Ebony leaf monkey. Okay, I'm going to need to Google that one. Sounds like something out of a movie.
It's pretty cool looking. Very rare, too.
Well, I have to say, this whole deep dive has been incredible. We've gone from fiery volcanoes and turquoise crater lakes to these sprawling savannas and beaches that look like they're straight out of a postcard.
Right.
We even found a Lord of the Rings forest and some seriously elusive monkeys.
Banyuwangi's got it all. It just goes to show you, sometimes the best trips are the ones that take you off the beaten path a little, you know?
Absolutely. And for our listeners who are now adding Banyuwangi to their travel bucket lists, think about this. With so much to see and do, where would you even begin? Let us know. Until next time, happy travels, everyone.